In case you haven't heard, there is new legislation coming out very soon in the rental sector. It's going across the whole rental sector. It's the Renters' Rights Bill. There's a copy of it here. It's downloadable off the internet. And it is going to cover the whole sector. So it will also cover student properties. And in my mind, it is just not suitable for purpose if you're applying it to student lets. And that's because student lets are quite different to normal long-running lets for families or sharers, where they need the long-term security. It's completely the opposite for students. You need your property for the time you are at university, and that just works. And that's what we do at the moment. We sign up students for an 11-month contract, and it gives a little bit of time before and after the academic year where you can relax and enjoy that property, and the rest of the time you will be working. But generally it works. In my mind, it is completely unsuitable to apply this to the student sector where we need that fixed term. It's a little bit like trying to apply the highway code to horse racing. It's good legislation, but you're applying it where it's not suitable. The big thing about this bill is it bans eviction notices, but also means that you have a rolling tenancy from the minute your tenancy starts. So as students, you move into your house, you could have notice in on the first day of your tenancy. Now, from a student's perspective, that could be a very attractive thing. If things don't work out, you can just walk away. But I want to talk about what that's going to do to the whole sector and why it's a really bad thing. Imagine if you're the landlord. You have students move in on the 1st of September. They could then move out on the 1st of November. They could give their 2 months notice and leave you with an empty house, an empty student house in November, which you're probably not going to find another group of students to go into. So that's going to cause a real problem. What's going to happen then is the landlord will take that house away from the student sector. He will probably either sell it or put a family in it, and it will no longer be a student house. So we're going to end up with landlords losing their houses to the family sector from the student sector. Once you have got a family in, this bill bans the landlord from ever giving notice unless they plan to sell the house. So effectively that property is lost from the student sector. We're going to see hundreds or thousands of houses being lost from the student sector over the next few years. And of course, as the number of properties being let out decreases, we're going to see the rents increase. It's going to get absolutely crazy. There's going to be a huge shortage of student housing. The landlords aren't going to like this act anyway, so some of them are already looking at selling up because they are worried about this lack of security. A lot of them have mortgages to pay on their properties. If the property is empty, I can see landlords going bust. It's going to be horrendous from a landlord's perspective. But from a student's perspective as well, you're going to end up with a very, very limited choice of housing. The slightly better bits of the bill for students are that you cannot be signed up more than 6 months in advance. So this practice where we sign up tenants way too early because all the landlords are racing and in their own greed to get people signed up quickly, that will come to an end, and you will be signed up probably around February, March time for your student let in August or September. So that will improve, and of course you will get some freedom to leave if you want as well. And the other part of it is that it puts a responsibility on landlords to keep the properties to a certain standard. So there are good bits, but I think that will be completely outweighed by the lack of student housing and also the uncertainty. I want you to think about how that's going to change the dynamics in a house where one student wants to leave. It will either end up with the whole house leaving or a conflict, I should think, where certain people are stuck in housing they don't want to be in. It's just not going to be good. I'm forecasting a big mess, a big shortage of student housing, and I think it will just mean that you are in your student house for a lot less time, but probably end up paying the same because the fundamentals of business mean that the landlord will want to achieve a certain level over the course of a year for that property. It's going to mean the monthly rents are going to go much, much higher, but you're going to probably be in the house for a little less time. I don't think that's anyone's interest whatsoever. I'd love to hear your comments on this. If you're a student or a landlord, please do put a comment in below, and I will get back, and we might do another video to address some of the comments that come in.